Welcome back, Goofy Goobers, to Sponge Lore. My name is Eric, and today we will be continuing our character analysis of SpongeBob SquarePants. So let's jump into BFF, that stands for us. It is well known that SpongeBob's best friend in the world is Patrick Star, though his other friends include his pet snail Gary, as well as Sandy and Squidward, also Mr. Krabs, Pearl, Plankton, Karen, Mrs. Puff, Larry the Lobster, Fred, Mindy. I really could go on and on. To summarize, SpongeBob befriends every single person with whom he comes in contact. This can be well seen in the episode of Valentine's Day when SpongeBob gives a bicycle to a fish that he had met just that morning. As seen in the episode Overbooked, SpongeBob gives all his time to his friends. In this episode, SpongeBob makes promises for plans with 3 people, which all contradict each other. He tries his best to deliver on each of them, but in the end it leads to his undoing. We can see that SpongeBob doesn't want to let any of his friends down or hurt any of their feelings. He cares about them all equally, so he doesn't want to have to choose one above the others. Additionally, he fears that if he talks to them about how he messed up his schedule, they will think he's inconsiderate. In the episode Party Pooper Pants, SpongeBob plans a party to which he invites all of his friends. Unfortunately, SpongeBob cannot see that the party he planned would be rather unenjoyable, but he still thinks that if it doesn't go exactly how he planned it, people will think less of him. These 2 episodes give us a particular insight on SpongeBob. We can learn here that his desire to please blinds him from seeing that those he cares about care just as much about him. Despite this, SpongeBob still relies on his friends for great support, particularly Patrick and Sandy. The SpongeBob SquarePants musical shows us that while he has managerial skills, he still needs his crew to actually get the work done. This is further brought to light when Patrick temporarily leaves the crew, which leaves it dysfunctional. This is not a point which the play attempts to hide at all, as SpongeBob and Patrick sing not 1 but 2 songs about being incomplete without their respective counterpart. In the episode Have You Seen This Snail?, SpongeBob's pet snail Gary runs away from home. This is a very difficult time for SpongeBob as he views Gary as family and thinks he might never see him again. Throughout this challenge, SpongeBob greatly depends on one person to get him through: his best friend Patrick. Patrick helps SpongeBob search for his lost pet and gives him a shoulder to cry on because Patrick knows that SpongeBob would do the same for him. Yes, SpongeBob greatly relies upon his friends, but that doesn't mean he can't be relied upon. In the musical, SpongeBob sings that, quote, "Everyone here knows that they can depend on this expert jellyfisher who's a trusted friend," end quote. So we know that on some level, SpongeBob is reliable and knows it, but let's also look for some further evidence in the cartoon. In the episode Best Day Ever, all of SpongeBob's friends are having trouble which they cannot solve themselves, but throughout this episode, SpongeBob solves every problem, even if he does it unintentionally. In the episode Can You Spare a Dime?, Squidward quits his job and is left destitute. This leads him to require help from the last source he would like: SpongeBob SquarePants. SpongeBob really gives up everything to help Squidward: his home and resources, his way of life, even his dignity. But when the time comes where SpongeBob has nothing left to give, he gives Squidward the ultimate shove back to reality. I'll admit this feels kinda like rambling, but the bottom line here is that SpongeBob is the greatest friend anyone could ask for, and that's just part of who he is. Sure, he has his faults like everybody else, but I assure you, those are more than made up for. That's gonna do it for this part of SpongeBob's character analysis. Be sure to watch out for the next part. Subscribe to be a Goofy Goober, like and share the video if you enjoyed, and leave a comment saying what you want me to talk about next. Until next time, stay spongy.